Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the July 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Taurus. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, okay? So take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you this time. As I said, not all the messages will necessarily apply. It is a general reading, so just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, so just to let you know, I'll be pulling a Celtic cross style spread using the Wild Unknown Tarot and then clarifying with the intuitive. Now, before we get into the reading, I just have a couple of quick announcements. First of all, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing and sharing my videos. It means the absolute world to me to have your support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. It's really a pleasure for me to be able to do this work with you and for you, and be able to see how this relates to your circumstances when it does apply. So thank you for sharing your story with me also and giving me that feedback. It really is greatly appreciated. Next thing I want to say is that as it's my birthday month in the month of July, I'll be offering a special 10% discount on all personal readings, okay? So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that via my Facebook page. The link is in the description box below, and you will also find it here. So if you would like to book a reading with me, you'll get 10% off every reading you have with me throughout the month of July. So I hope that will be helpful for you. And the last thing I want to say is that as it is my birthday month, to celebrate further, I will be hosting a special bonus general reading for each sign on my Instagram channel. So if you aren't following me already, you can find my link on my channel's banner. And I do recommend following me and keeping an eye out for the announcement. I haven't decided what date and time I will be doing it yet, but that announcement video will come to the channel very soon. So keep an eye out. It's going to be so much fun to do it on Instagram Live, so I can't wait for that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into your reading and see what July has in store for you, Taurus. Now, I've already shuffled the cards, but I always like to do a couple more shuffles before I get into it on camera. So yeah, so far July is going to be a very interesting month for I believe many of us. There's a lot of shifts taking place, a lot of changes, a lot of things that have been hidden in the surface, particularly when it comes to our emotional body, is being brought to light in order to be understood, in order to be healed, and of course for, you know, certain situations to be resolved. So let's see what's happening for you in the month of July, Taurus. Okay, so I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to pull the... Okay, wow, that was interesting. It just like did a triple flip the card and landed on my little drawer here. So that's pretty handy. Okay, so I'm going to do what I usually do. And I'm going to pull the main messages for the spread first. And we'll go into the messages behind them. And then once we've gone through that, I'll then pull the clarification cards and we'll go into their meaning. Okay. All right, so Taurus, let's see what's in store for you in July. So the first card you got is the Mother of Wands, okay? Mother of Cups, okay? So you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, right? Or you could have these in your chart somewhere, one of these signs. Either way, I feel like you're feeling the emotional pull, right? Towards a specific someone or a situation. I feel like there's something you're really wanting to express from the depths of your being, some truth you would like to share. There's something that's either bothering you or there's something that you're finding it difficult to suppress, right? Because there's a feeling or there is something that you want to be able to communicate to someone, something of great importance to you. And you want to I feel like you want to further extend your love towards a specific someone. So we'll see what that's in relation to when we clarify. In regards to the position of your challenge, you have the Mother of Swords here. So this is air energy. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius could be dealing with one of those signs. So you may have to find that perfect balance between, allowing the heart to make the decisions for you and looking at things objectively as they truly are, right? Because sometimes, especially when we feel a lot of love in a connection, it's easy to get blindsided, right? It's easy to only see the things with, from a rose-tinted goggles perspective, right? We don't always see things objectively in how they truly are. So the challenge for you is being able to express the truth on the matter, being able to communicate and understand that, you do have insight, okay? You have acquired a lot of information. You're very wise to certain situations through experience. So if there's something that's bothering you and you're kind of just putting it on hold, you're not communicating it out of fear of how it will come across or losing this person, then you're just going to manifest issues into the connection, right? Because of that, it's coming from that fear mindset. So you have to be able to communicate openly and directly about whatever it is that's the problem, okay? Without the fear of, oh, but what if they don't like it? What if they don't understand? What if this, no, you just have to express it in the best way possible, i.e. as clearly and honestly as possible, without the intent of causing harm. But I don't feel like that's what you want to do anyway, so you have no worries there. But you have to be able to express yourself fully, okay? Because there's something that's bothering you. There's something sitting and weighing heavily on your chest, I feel. And there might be a tough decision you're having to come to, but you're struggling making that decision. Okay, so in regards to your recent past, you have the Three of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So before, I feel like you manifested this opportunity. I felt like you made it very clear to the universe what it is your wish fulfillment would be at this time. So you manifested this connection, right? If it is in regards to a connection, I feel like whoever this is for, this is definitely a connection of a romantic nature, right? So you were calling in this connection, okay? It was something that you wanted for some time, and you made it pretty clear what it is that you were waiting for, what you want, what you don't want, and you were just allowing the magic to happen pretty much, without forcing it, without doing anything really to facilitate the process. You just kind of made your wish and allowed the universe to work on your behalf. So you ended up getting that manifestation. However, is it necessarily exactly as you envisioned? That's the question. We don't know, we'll see. But possibly it's not exactly as you imagined it. And that's the difficulty that you're having, because you envisioned it to be in one way and perhaps it came into fruition in another. So we'll see. In regards to your near future, you have the Six of Wands. So, yeah. So more fire energy. This is talking about... This is about knowing that whatever trials that you find yourself going through, whatever difficult circumstances that you had to navigate in the recent past, in order to get to this point, you absolutely have what it takes to move into smoother, calmer waters. You have what it takes to achieve the desired outcome, right? But it means being honest with yourself about what it is and what shape you would like that to take, right? So in order to get to that desired outcome, you have to first address what isn't currently working for you, right? So in regards to your feelings then, oh my God, excuse me. I don't know if I'm just coughing or if it's because of the incense. Maybe I'm choking on incense, I don't know. But anyway, in regards to your feelings, you have the Hermit in reverse, so Virgo energy, right? So this is talking about Yeah, I think there's some things about the situation you already know the answer to, but you don't want to sit with yourself and really give it any thought because you know that you're not going to necessarily like the answer. Because that means admitting something isn't as you would like, some things are not as you would like them to be. Or perhaps you're not as happy in a situation as you thought you would be. Or maybe there's a change that is required that you're afraid to make. Possibly even within yourself, right? Or within whatever situation you're navigating, because with the Hermit in reverse, that tells me that you're actively not taking time out to sit with yourself and look at the issue, address the issue. And I think it's because you know full well what the issue is, but you don't really want to give it too much thought, because then that requires a level of acceptance, right? And for some reason you're reluctant to do that, so we'll have to see what it is and why when we clarify. In regards to what's crowning you at this time, so what's within your power to affect, you have the Four of Cups in reverse. So more water energy. So yeah, I feel like it's within you to be aware. It's within your awareness that not all situations that does not come to pass in the way we imagined is at our detriment, right? That it's not coming together because we're being smited or being disregarded by the universe or anything like that. That sometimes, in order to truly see the value and the worth of something, of a situation, or what this is bringing to us in the long term, we have to kind of look deeper, right? Go within to truly understand what this blessing in disguise could be. Because I feel like you're not rejecting anything, but you're actively not addressing whatever this thing is that's bothering you, right? There's something that you're kind of like, I'm not sure about this. There's something that's not right, or I'm not happy about this, or I really like this to be different, right? But maybe that's the case in order for you to change something, because if something was not gelling or coming together or wasn't really working, then maybe you would get complacent and you wouldn't be willing to make those changes, where there may be some other changes connected to that need to take place, right? So you're kind of being made to address whatever this is, right? So we'll look at that. In regards to your advice, you have the Five of Wands in reverse, so fire energy. This is Aries, Leo, Sag, of course. So with this being in the position of the advice, it's like being able to express yourself without it becoming point scoring, without it becoming, well, I do this, you don't do that. I was right about this, you're wrong, anything like that. No point scoring. It's not about that, So you're being asked to communicate your feelings, but it comes from a mature place, right? So how you truly feel about something, rather than wanting to get one up on the person, or wanting to, or feeling like you're at odds with the person that you are connected to, because it's not about, you versus them. It's you and them, right? So it has to be a joint effort, to work through whatever issues you're experiencing. If you feel like there might be other people trying to get involved, the best thing you can do is to not rise to any digs that they might give you, right? So they might try and get a rise out of you. They might say something they know is purposely going to trigger you. The best thing you can do is ignore it, okay? Not give rise to that. It's not worth your time and it's not worth your energy. So that's basically it. So in regards to your external influences then, so this is everything surrounding you at this time, you have the Father of Cups. So this can be people, situations, in your environment, okay? So everything surrounding you. Father of Cups, that's amazing. So your present circumstances, you've got the Queen of Cups here, right? The Mother of Cups. And then surrounding you, you have the Father of Cups, the King of Cups. So this could very well be you, Taurus, and this could be the person you are dealing with, because this is in your external influences. So I feel like, yeah, this is you two. You kind of balance each other out very well. You know, you're a pair here, right? So you could be very well dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, as I said before, or someone who has very strong water placements in their chart, right? More than one possibly. But I feel like, you know, you coming together as this, you know, the Queen and King of Cups, there is a hell of a lot of emotion tied to this connection, right? There is a lot of love. There's a lot of compassion. You know, there's a lot of desire to be together. So whatever your issue you're facing, I feel like you are well equipped to deal with it, right? Because there is so much love in the connection. There is so much consideration. So no matter what the obstacle is, you know, understand that you have the right ingredients to overcome any challenge, providing it's what you both truly want. But I do see that there is a lot of love in this connection. You know, you're a very good match for one another, regardless of any differences you have, or if you're struggling finding a meeting point at the moment with a specific difference. You are very well matched. You know, you complement each other very, very well, which is beautiful. I love that. Sorry, my hair's kind of annoying me. I just got this one strand of hair somewhere that just keeps like bugging me. I don't know where it is, but gosh. Anyway, so the next card you have is in regards to your fears. Okay, so you have the Fool card in reverse. Who else had this? I knew there was a couple of placements in this that really reminiscent of another reading. I can't remember whose it was. It could be Cancer, so you could be dealing with a Cancer, right? Yeah, it could be Cancer that had this also. So yeah, you could very well be entangled with a Cancerian. But either way, I feel like with this being in the position of their fears, it's like there's still... I feel like while they're invested in the connection, there may be some fear that maybe perhaps you're the one that no longer wants to continue down this path, right? That maybe you're invested elsewhere, or maybe emotionally you're not ready to take the plunge yet into the next chapter of your lives together. You know, perhaps this person wants to look at settling down or get a place or whatever. Or perhaps you're afraid to admit that you're the one that wants to, you know, settle down and, you know, take things to the next level. Perhaps you want to live together if you're not living together. Perhaps you're just dating, but there's already so much love in the connection that you want to make it official. You want to be in a relationship. Maybe you want to propose, but you don't know how to go about it. You know, there is some fear around taking a leap of faith towards this person, right? In some capacity, I feel like. And this could be the other person, right? But I feel like this very much relates to you as well, because you both have this, I believe, if it is a Cancer that you're dealing with. If not, then I feel like this is kind of the energy you both embody anyway, because you're both feeling this desire to move forward together, right? To cement, you know, the foundations of your relationship, to work out any kinks so that you can progress forward in the connection, right? But there is fear around not being able to do that in some way. Okay, and then the next card you have is in relation to your hopes, and that is the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is interesting. So I feel like for you, you're hoping that you can overcome whatever it is causing a block in your relationship. I don't feel like you want to walk away from this relationship, but I feel like you're finding it hard to address the elephant in the room, right? That's what I'm getting. There is an elephant in the room, and neither of you are really wanting to discuss it because you find it challenging, or you find it difficult, or you're scared how this person's going to react, or they're scared how you're going to react, or you know what I mean? But I feel like whatever it is causing a bit of a ripple if not a wave in the relationship, okay? So it's something that does need to be addressed head on. And I think you're hoping that you can overcome that so you can get things on track, so you can keep moving forward in this new direction. But that's what I'm feeling. For someone though, I feel like this is for a very select few of you, right? I feel like someone wants to have some time apart in order to determine whether or not this is the person that they should be settling down with, because I feel like they're on the cusp of making a very, very important decision, and they want some time to figure out whether or not they can get past whatever this issue is before, you know, they can make this significant offer or gesture of wanting to commit fully and for like the long term, right? So that's what I'm getting for a very small group. But for the majority, I feel like this is a case of being just wanting to overcome these challenges, right, within the relationship. And then finally, the last card you got is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So finally, some of your energy, Taurus, as well as Virgo and Capricorn. You could very well be dealing with a Virgo. I see it here. But either way, I feel like with the Three of Pentacles in reverse as a potential outcome, you might be finding it very difficult. Like you're afraid, maybe part of your fear around addressing this elephant in the room is that you don't handle criticism very well. And you think that the other person you're dealing with may be the same, that, you know, they'll take it as you blaming them in some way, or you thinking that the fault is with them, and that's why you're reluctant. But if you don't address this elephant in the room, then you cannot progress. You can't make the necessary changes together. You know, the relationship will come to a halt, and you'll be stuck in the same position. So that's the important thing to be aware of. So if possible, it's always better to address things head on, but obviously it will depend on your circumstances. Obviously, with Mercury being in retrograde in Cancer, it is not, I understand, it's not the best time for these big conversations, but you know, if it's pressing and if you know that it's getting to the point where it's having a significant effect in your relationship, then, you know, just tread carefully if you do have that conversation. But I feel like it's something that does need to come up soon. Otherwise, you can always hold it off until towards the middle of the month when, you know, Mercury goes direct again, and then you can express yourself freely without the chance of there being additional conflict, right? But I feel like that's something that will need to happen by the middle towards the end of the month, okay? So the second half of the month, I feel like that's what kind of needs to happen. But like I said, you know your situation, I don't. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, use your discernment, okay? All right, so let's see what the intuitive has to say about this. Ooh, okay. Almost there. Cards are very direct today. They're just coming up like, boom, this is it. Boom, this is it. No messing around. I like that. Okay. So let's get into it. So in regards to your present circumstances, the Mother of Cups here, I feel like this is you, Taurus, to be honest. You, regardless of gender, this is energy. You have the Empress in reverse, and you have the Three of Swords in reverse. So presently you are trying to rein in your emotions because there's something that causes you a lot of pain within this connection, right? Or within yourself in general. Maybe there have been some things going on with you beneath the surface that you've not expressed to this person, but it's having a significant impact on your well-being, your emotional well-being for sure. And it's leaving you out of sorts. It's making you feel like you're not capable of providing what is necessary in this relationship, right? It's making you feel like you can't move forward together with this person because you're not in the right mindset. Your heart is not in the best shape because there's something that's weighing very heavily, but you're trying to overcome it. You're trying to find a way to move past it. It could be that, like I said, you've had some things, other aspects of your life that's been a real emotional burden and strain on you, but you've not really communicated this to your person, right? Or this could even be the person you're dealing with, that they're still overcoming some pain from maybe their past circumstances, and they're not feeling at their best. But I do feel like this is you, Taurus. I feel like, you're the one that's kind of downplaying a little bit what's going on with you currently. But yeah, I feel like it's because you don't want to cause concern. You don't want to worry the person you're dealing with, right? And because you don't want to make it their problem, you don't want to put the load on them. But, I feel like with how much love this person has for you, they would want to know what's going on with you, especially if you're struggling with something within the connection, right? So, yeah, I don't think holding it to yourself is necessarily the best way forward. But let's continue. So in regards to your challenge, the Mother of Swords here, Queen of Swords, you have the Hermit in reverse again, so lots of strong Virgo energy here, and you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so you're having to use your discernment on something. There's something you need to express because it needs to be said. It's something that's been bothering you for some time. And the thing is, it's like you're still not willing to take a look at it, right? You're still not willing to address it. But it's like, if you don't address it, how can you move forward, right? How can you heal yourself and really work on yourself to the point where you're in the Empress mode? Because you've got to bear in mind as well that the Empress, sorry, I didn't mention this before, this is your card, Taurus, right? Regardless of gender, this is energy. This is you and your divine feminine aspect, right? So with it being in reverse, it's like, if you want to get back into being your badass self, in all your glory and all in your power, being very abundant, very balanced, grounded, nurturing, confident, wise, compassionate, planting seeds, making, significant positive changes in your life and in those that you cross paths with. You need to address what holds you back from being in that energy, right? Because so far it's kind of like you're in self-sabotage mode unintentionally by not addressing that, okay? And that's not going to help you to overcome these obstacles, heal those wounds that you have, or those feelings that you have that make you feel less than, or dealing with the issue as well that's obviously had an emotional effect on you. You need to do that in order to move forward. So clarifying the Hermit in reverse in regards to your feelings, clearly blocking how you truly feel. You have the Ace of Swords in reverse. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which is obviously your energy as well. And you have the Page of Pentacles. Oh boy. Yeah, there's something you're not communicating and you feel like you're not. The funny thing is, I feel like you don't feel like you're a good match for this person, because I think you, even though this is, this would be your energy, okay? But you could be dealing with a Virgo, strong Virgo coming up here. So possibly this Virgo that you're connected with, or possibly even a Cancerian or, another water sign, but regardless of their placements, I feel like whoever this person is, even though you are a Queen of Pentacles when you're in your element, I feel like you see them as the Queen of Pentacles because that's the kind of energy that they are in currently. but you see yourself as the Page of Pentacles, right? You don't see them as your equal, right? You feel like you're having to chase something or someone that you feel like is beyond your level of experience, right? But you feel like you have a lot more to give to the connection than possibly this person has, right? Because you're starting from such a new position. Perhaps you haven't been dating for a while, or perhaps, you know, you've not been in many connections, because showing up as the Page as well with that big pentacle that he's holding, you know, it could be that you've not been through as much hardship and pain when it comes to relationships as perhaps this person you see as a Queen of Pentacles, and that's why her pentacle is smaller, because she's learned to create healthy boundaries and she's not willing to give so much of herself in the way that she used to, while she is, you know, giving this affection. And bearing in mind, I say she because it's the Queen of Pentacles, but this could be a masculine as well. It's nothing to do with gender, it's about the energy. So I feel like she's learned to create healthy boundaries through experience. She's probably been through a lot of pain, and that's why her pentacle is smaller, but she still is willing to give her pentacle, which is of great value. However, yours is showing as a bigger pentacle because you've not necessarily been through the same experiences or the same level, right, of experiences when it comes to relationships, and had to learn the hard lessons. Sure, you've learned lessons, absolutely, but probably in a different way, maybe not to the same extent. There may even be an age gap between you and this person as well. Okay, so that might be a factor. And maybe that's what you're worried about, that maybe you're concerned that you're at different points in your life and perhaps want different things. Maybe you feel like, okay, if I try and present my pentacle, this big pentacle I have, so possibly a big offer, okay, maybe you want to propose, maybe you want to suggest living together, maybe you want to travel the world together, maybe some big gesture, right? That there's some big gesture you want to make and you're afraid of expressing it because you don't think they'll believe you. You don't think that they'll see it as something you truly want because of maybe an age gap or a gap in experience, or maybe because of the way perhaps you communicated your feelings towards commitment in the past. So you're afraid that they won't believe you, that you'll be serious about making this big step towards the next leg of this commitment, right? So I think that's what's holding you back, is this fear of they're not going to believe that I want this, right? And I need time to work on this. So maybe that's why for a few of you, you're thinking about having a bit of space just to work through this fear and this insecurity. Or perhaps the fear is that you think they won't want that with you, right? So we'll keep moving forward for now. In regards to what's crowning you at this time, you have obviously the Four of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Page of Wands in reverse, and you have the Sun card. So Leo energy could be relevant. So, blessing in disguise. It's like saying here, like, you don't have to come up with some plan to try and win this person over or to try and make them believe what it is you have to say. You just have to express yourself from the heart, right? Like, if you want this beautiful, joyful, positive, best outcome possible, you just have to express what it is that you want. Like, and that's the thing. That's why you're kind of like, that's why things maybe didn't necessarily come together in the way you imagined, because you believed that you had to do something special. You had to bring out all the bells and the whistles and find a way to, pitch this idea, right? But it's not like that. You just have to turn up with your authentic energy and express what it is that you want. That's literally it, okay? So in regards to your advice, the Five of Wands in reverse here, you have the Seven of Cups, and you have the Two of Wands. So, okay. So yeah, do not let people get you out of sorts to the point where you are easily challenged, triggered, step out of your power to try and prove a point. You have nothing to prove. So if someone tries to rattle your cage, or if someone makes you feel like, you have to battle for this person's attention, that's not necessarily the case, because I feel like whoever you're dealing with will have come to that decision, or will easily come to that decision, right? If you feel like there's someone on the outside trying to work their way in, or if you think there's multiple people that have an interest in this person, you have to trust that your person can make their own decisions, and that they're going to choose what they truly believe is the right decision for them, right? But it's not something that you can force. Okay, so if you start throwing your weight around, that's only going to cause a rift between you. Okay, so you don't want to do that. But I feel like in the case where you want to express your feelings to this person, whatever's bothering you at this time, whatever makes you feel like you're having to suppress your emotions, now would be a good time to really look at that within yourself first, so that you can see where perhaps there is some level of insecurity creeping in with that, so you can bring that back into balance. And then you can explore what it is you truly want, how you want to approach this situation. What is it that would make you happy? What is your dream fulfillment, okay? There are many pathways to explore in life, right? So it's about coming to a decision that you feel is right for you personally, right? So in regards to your external influences, King of Cups here, you have the Three of Wands, and you have the King of Swords. So more air energy here. So you got the Queen. Hang on, this is ridiculous. Okay, let's just go back. So you have the Father of Cups and the Mother of Cups. You've also, so the Queen and King of Cups, yeah? You've also got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. This is ridiculous. Like, this is next level. Like, whoever you're entangled with at this time, this is a significant connection. Like, this is someone that, oh my gosh, you probably really want to settle down with this person. And perhaps you don't even know that maybe this person feels the same way, because I'm getting this mirroring going on. And I had that in Cancer's reading as well. So if you are dealing with a Cancer, I highly recommend that you check that out, okay? Because I feel like, yeah, especially because I know Cancer was trying to put to bed some baggage from the past. And maybe that's what's creeping up in the energy for you guys as well. That they're trying to overcome, past connections that caused a lot of pain, trying to cut out anything that's detrimental in their life. They're trying to make positive changes, right? And overcome their fears, okay? So maybe you're picking up on that, and that's why you're feeling a little bit insecure yourself, because you're picking up their energy. So that's possible too. But I feel like with this being here, like, that's so crazy to have those two pairs. Like, that's mad. But either way, I feel like with it being here, it's a case of you are trying to, like, yeah. I feel like this person is like willing to defend the connection, right? As much as you are. I think as much as you're afraid and you're trying to work out what's what and what direction to go, I feel like this person will not let you pull away so easily, especially out of fear. They're like, I will give you the space that you need to work this out, but I'm waiting. I know you will come back, and I'm not going to just abandon this connection, right? No matter how challenging or difficult it may be. I'm going to wait for you, because I know that this is what I want, and this is what feels right to me. This makes sense to me. So yeah, strong energy there though, with the King of Swords and the King of Cups. This is someone who really knows what they want. So I don't think you have to worry in regards to this energy, right? It's more about you coming to terms with what you truly want and expressing that, because this person is not backing down from the connection. Like, no matter who tries to come in, no matter, what obstacles you face as a couple, this person is not backing down from the connection. They're serious about it, and they're just waiting for you to be ready to come towards them and express what it is you want moving forward, how you want to approach this connection. But from what I see, they're in it for the long haul. Anyway, let's go back to your recent past then. The Three of Wands here. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and you have the Emperor in reverse. So you could have been dealing with an Aries, but either way, I feel like what is being expressed here is that, because you had been hurt in the past, possibly by an Aries, or a fire sign, because we got that strongly, Aries energy. But because you had been hurt in the past, because you gave your all to a connection that wasn't anything like what you envisioned, it really took its toll on you, right? It brought you out of a place of feeling confident and feeling like you have everything what it takes to be the ideal partner. And it brought you into a space of questioning your own worth, your own value, what you bring to a connection, right? But then I think you come to realize that it was nothing to do with necessarily what you had done, but more about it was just not the right connection, okay? That the ingredients was not mixing, okay? And that perhaps you and this person were not well suited. So then you made it very clear on what it is that you wanted to manifest. However, I feel like when you made this wish, you were still in a place of, feeling a lack of self-worth. And that's why you manifested the connection in this capacity, because it came from a place of feeling less than still. And that's why there are certain kinks in this connection that directly confronts that energy, right? Interesting. Okay. Well, okay. So clarifying your near future, the Six of Wands here. You have the Four of Wands. You can't even make this up. This is ridiculous. And you have the Queen of Cups again. So you could very well be dealing with a water sign. Like it's getting ridiculous at this point. You got like strong earth here and strong water. But either way, I feel like, oh my gosh, and air signs, to be fair. Like there's a lot of energy going on here, but holy crap, this is ridiculous. So what you're not realizing is you can have the outcome that you want, okay? If you're willing to confront these insecurities, if you're willing to just express exactly what it is that you want to this person, full-blown commitment. Four of Wands, okay? Seen as the 1111 card. This is like powerful, transformative, new beginnings, connections. This is marriage, stability, commitment for the long haul. This is building very strong, powerful, spiritually charged connections, okay? This is like soul level connections. And then with the Queen of Cups as well, this is someone you see as, the person that you want to be with, the person that gives you the most emotional fulfillment, the person that you want to pour that cup into. You don't want to pour it into whoever you're dealing with in the past, but you certainly want to give it to this Queen of Cups, whoever she is. And I say she because it's the Queen of Cups, but this could be a male, right? This could be a masculine. So whoever this person is, you see them as the person that you want to settle down with. You want to spend potentially the rest of your life with. So that's significant, but it's telling you that it's within reach. With that Six of Wands, like it's saying, listen, if you address these things, you can have what you want. Like it's within reach. That's what you're not seeing. It's right there. It's within reach. But you have to be honest with yourself and this person as to what it is you truly want. And you have to address the elephant in the room, okay? So going back over now to your fears, seeing as that's very relevant, the Fool in reverse, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So you are terrified to give your pentacle to this person, right? Whatever this is, it could be a ring, it could be, plane tickets, it could be keys to your house, it's something significant. It's not a small gesture, it's a huge gesture, right? You're terrified to take that leap of faith because you're like, what if they don't accept it? What if, it doesn't come together? What if we split up? What if that happens? You know, it's like all of the unknown is hitting you, you know, at the moment, and you're really scared about that. But you want it so much, like I can see that. Be like, oh my God, what if they think I'm ridiculous for making this gesture, you know? But that's ultimately what you want, but you're afraid to give this, right? Perhaps you're afraid that maybe I'm giving this to the wrong person. Maybe we're not as well matched as I thought we were. But from what I'm seeing in this reading, you're a pretty good match. King to the Queen of Cups and Swords. That's in your emotional and your intellectual bodies, right? Your mind and your heart space is aligned beautifully. Like that's a pretty good match if you ask me. But there we are. Okay, so then in regards to your hopes here, the Two of Cups in reverse, you have the Ace of Wands, and you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So I think you're trying to pluck up the courage to do what is needed, but you're still kind of hesitating on taking action yet. You're like, I really want to overcome my fears with this connection. I really want to address my insecurities within myself, or my, you know, my wounds from the past. I really want to be able to just come forward and express what I need to express. But right now, I just feel like maybe it's not the right time to do so. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm in the right position to do that first. And I don't feel like I am right now. That's what I'm getting from now. You're like, when the time's right, that's when I want to express this, you know. And then finally, as a potential outcome, clarifying the Three of Pentacles in reverse here, you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Nine of Cups. Oh boy. So it's like you're sitting on everything you've ever wanted, but you're not willing to take the final leap of faith because you're not confronting the elephant in the room. I know I've said it a billion times, but it's true. You're not addressing that issue. You're not doing the work that is needed to overcome your fears, to overcome your feelings of not having enough, not doing enough, not being enough, to make this offer to this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, right? Because I feel like it's the same person embodied in that. Oh, but perhaps for a very, very small number of you, there are two people in the mix that you're trying to work out who to give your pentacle to. But I feel like there is someone that you are clearly very well aligned to. Because like I said, you have the King to the Queen, right? For the Cups and Swords. So even if you are conflicted between two different people, there is someone that is clearly very much in sync with you, that you complement each other very well. You know, your differences complement each other beautifully, and your similarities complement each other beautifully, right? But there may be someone that you have an invested interest in because, you know, with the Pentacles, maybe you're financially tied to each other, or perhaps this someone has provided assistance to you in the past, or you're still maybe tied financially to each other. Maybe you still have, like, I don't know, you share a car, you still live together, and you're trying to, you know, figure out what to do next. Something of that nature. Maybe you even have a kid together. Or perhaps the person you're dealing with actually, like this Queen of Pentacles, has a kid. And that's what's kind of, you know, you're finding difficult at the moment because you don't want to screw up the family dynamic, right? But yeah, for a small number of you, you may be trying to decide who to give your pentacle to. But for others of you, I feel like it's a case of the Queen of Pentacles is yourself, how you truly are, but you see yourself as this, and you see this person as this, when in actuality they are this. I'm not saying they can't represent this also. They may very well do, but you know they're this, you know, and they are this, I feel. But you see yourself as the page to the Queen. Because maybe there is an age gap, or perhaps a gap in experience, you know. Maybe you're at different points in your lives, and like I said, that's where you're trying to suss out. It's going to be different for each and every one of you, so just take whatever resonates. But either way, I feel like, you know, even though you know that there is a connection, a commitment here that brings you everything you ever wanted, you feel so emotionally fulfilled, you're still holding back on taking that final leap of faith, because you know that once you make the gesture, it can't be undone, right? That final pentacle that is offered cannot be undone. So you're being very, very slow about communicating anything about this. You're not doing it yet because you're still sussing out, like, is this the direction I should be taking? I don't know if I'm ready to put myself out there on that level, right? Because maybe you feel like you like I say, you're not going to be taken seriously, or this person doesn't feel the same way, that you have different ideas on where it is that you're traveling together. Perhaps you're afraid that you're not ready for that level of commitment, even though it's what you want. So yeah, this is something you have to ask yourself, Taurus. You know, have some real time to yourself, do some introspective work for the love of God, get out of this mode and into this mode, right? To help you figure out exactly what it is you want and how you can express that, right? Just from the heart, you know, without giving it over to, like, overthinking it pretty much. Because that's what I'm seeing here, a lot of overthinking it and, you know, fear around, you know, what the outcome will be if you express yourself, right? So Taurus, I hope that helped you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you are alerted when a new reading is uploaded. And yeah, I hope that this little time that you give yourself to mull this situation over and really come to some kind of decision will give you the extra confidence to move forward and just do it, just to go for it, okay? Like I said, you know your situation. I don't know the circumstances, so there may be additional steps needed first, or perhaps you want to work on something first, that's fine. But just, you know, going back and forward in your mind is really not going to help you. So it's best to just address the elephant in the room head on. So sending you lots of love, lots of strength and encouragement in that process. And I will speak to you guys soon.